Here is our code, and here is our output. Now let's style the header, footer, and if you can see, here we have a background image. Let's add a background image. The first thing we have to do is let's search for a background image. I will go to Pixel and see some of the background images. Let's select this image as our background and download this. I would like to rename the image as bg.jpg. Let's go to HTML folder and create a folder named image. Now copy bg.jpg, open the HTML folder, image folder, and paste it. Here is our bg.jpg. Let's go to our view class. Here, type background image, URL, img/pg.jpg. And I want my background image to cover my entire background. So, let's write background size, cover. Now refresh the page. Here is the background. Now let's try the header. For that, let's create a class called header and put background color to this header. And let it be white. Go to demo.html, as this is my header, let's add class as header. Let's refresh, here I have background color. Go to the header and let's do some styling. So height be 40 pixels. Display is flex. Align item is center. Padding is 5 pixels. And let's put a border of 1 pixel solid. And I wanted it to be light gray. And I don't want the border it everywhere, so let's change it as border bottom. This looks better. Now let's put this style in header class. Refresh. It looks good. Now let's go to the footer. Before that, let's set the font of ESEN-PBank. Let's go to demo.html and here is our ESEN-PBank. Let's put this inside the span and save it. Now let's go to style.css and add styling. Inside the header, write span, and style it as font family. Monospace, and save it. Now refresh the page. This looks better. Now let's make the font weight bold and font size to 1.2 rem. 1.1 rem. I think this is okay. Rem short for root m, these are the units to dictate an element's font size relative to the size of the root element. Now let's copy this and paste in CSS. Now let's go to footer section. As you can see, footer have 2002 ESEN-PBank having font size smaller and it is aligned in center. Now let's move on to the footer and create a class footer in HTML code. Now in CSS, add the container footer with background color as black. Color, white. Font size 0.8 rem. Now let's see how it works. It looks like this. Let's make some changes. Go to the footer, font size can be reduced to 0.7 rem. Display as flex. Justify content at center. As we see here, the background is transparent. In order to do that, I have to change the black color to RGBA with red 0, green 0, blue 0. Let's fix transparency later. I think there is no border. Is there any border here? No, so let it be none. Let's keep the transparency 0.2. This looks better. Finally, this is the footer. Let's copy this and paste it in the footer. Let's refresh and see. Now we have done with the footer. Let's now style our card. Let's go to the card. We have given a padding of 10 pixel. But basically 10 pixel is not responsive. Whenever we give an absolute value, it is not responsive. So let's change it to 2 VW. The full form of VW is viewport width. So basically what this will do is, depending on the scene size, the padding will be adjusted and occupy 2% of entire visible screen. So, it will be responsive. Now we have to set a background color for this card. Let's set a background color as white. So, RGBA with red, 255, green, 255, blue, 255 and transparency be 0.5. It looks good, so let's copy this and paste it in the card class. Let's go to style.css, paste it in the card class. Here we don't need any border for div. So let's remove it. Save and refresh the page. Another thing is, see the shadow of the card, it is too big. So, let's reduce it. Now let's go to box shadow. We can change offset X to 0 pixel. Offset Y to 4 pixel, and the blurriness can be increased to 8 pixel. Now this looks better. Now let's style the inputs, buttons and the labels. Go to the label. Now currently, display is flex, and the flex direction is column. If we observe, the font size of the label is too big. So, let's reduce the font size as 0.9 rem and make font width bold. And we can give some gap between the username and the text box. So, put a gap of 2 pixel and let's reduce font size to 0.8 rem. This is okay now. Now let's style the input. Before styling the input, let's create a selector for the input. Put width as 100%. Save and refresh. Here is our input. Let's first set a min width to 350 pixel. Add padding of 5 pixel. And also set some border of 1 pixel, solid. Give a border color of gray. We have an outline here, we don't want outline here, so let's make it none. So now we do not have any outline, which is much better. Now let's put some gap between username text box and password. So let's give a margin bottom of 5 pixel. Border radius of 3 pixel. Copy this code and paste it in input. Refresh the page. Now let's style the button element. So create a selector for button. Width and min width should be same as the text box. So, we can copy and let's see what else we can do. Firstly, we want to set a background color. So let's see what is the background color of the button. Now I will copy and paste this background color in button. Keep the text color as white, as we do not want any border. Let's keep it as none. Let's add the margin. Top margin is 4 pixel, and the left and right margin as 0 pixel. Let's put some padding as 4 pixel. Border radius as 3 pixel. Let's increase the font size of the button 1.1 rem. Now let's copy and paste this. Refresh the page. I forget to save the changes in the label. So let's copy this and paste it in the label. Let's reduce the font size to 0.8 rem. Now let's copy this to label selector. Refresh the page. In the card we can reduce the shadow because it is not looking so good. Present we have 5 pixel, 5 pixel, 3 pixel, so let's make offset X as 0 pixel, offset Y as 4 pixel, and blurriness can be increased to 6 pixel. Reduce offset Y to 3 pixel. Now let's copy this and put it in the card. Refresh the page. We can improve this page further, but I would like it to stop here. And let's continue in the next video.